a future for my family, for my people. Why am I here? I'm here to ask for justice and for my people to be able to live freely on their own land. On the 26th of January 2008, my brother was arrested for drink driving in Laverton, a town between the goldfields and the desert of Western Australia. He was 500 kilometers from his home community when arrested and was meant to take 400 kilometers escorted road to the eastern goldfields prison in the regional center, a mining town called Kalgoorlie. The air condition in the van was broken. It was reported a month earlier. The van was not suitable for treatments. This was known a year earlier. It was 42 degrees outside and much hotter inside the metal van. Shame. He was cooked alive. He died in the way you wouldn't want an animal to die. A private security firm called GSL, now called G4S, was responsible for his transport. Where was the duty of care? The state coroner heard many days of evidence. 18 months after his death, the matter has still not been resolved. No charge has been laid. It was not until the coroner brought down his findings that the two drivers were stood down by the company.
Shame on the government! Shame on the government! The government is responsible.
Talk about South Africa.
My brother fought strongly for his family, his culture, and his land, the Ngandra lands of the Gibson Desert. He spoke up with his own lawmen and elders, with their own community leaders working out the future for our children. He spoke to non-Aboriginal staff and tried to educate them in our ways through cultural awareness. He encouraged the children to be proud of their culture, to stand tall. He checked on the teenagers to help them respect themselves and their family. He guided them away from substance abuse and into the cultural heritage. He spoke of all these things all the time. He even went overseas to represent the Ngandra Council and the Ngandra people. He was a great artist and tried to communicate his strong respect in his culture through art. This art matter is that's his, we've done this. This is his artwork. This is his totem. His mother and his brother's art is in the wall and the doors of this very building. Look up and you can see his totem, his land, his spirit. Indigenous area. I don't want alcohol and leaded petrol to flow across the desert anymore. Please, and hospitals are sick of death from this, and so are we. We have had enough children watching and suffering domestic violence. We can't move to towns where we are not safe. We can't move to towns with alcohol. We don't want to live in fear of police. Police are supposed to protect us. The current state and the federal government policy means the closing down of the smaller communities as services such as school and health clinic are moved as well as community employment seen.
Shame on this so-called Western Australian government!
Hang your head in shame!
I have taken my story and spoken to Professor Anna from the United Nations. I have shown him this bowl and explained to him the connection between my brother, his heart, his death, Parliament and justice. I have done all this last month on this same step. For the sake of my brother, I am demanding 1. The right to live in the community on the lands where we have lived for thousands of years. 2. The right to speak our own language and be educated in our own language. 3. Alcohol restriction. 4. Petrol restriction. That's all. That's my people being treated fairly and respectfully with human dignity by the justice. So listen to us, government people. Do something now, not wait for next year or the year after. Do it now. We want it now because it's a human body that left us. He was a next up, generation future leader. That the people that didn't do their duty of care took my cousin's life away. So do something now. Don't wait for tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Or just do it. I'm asking you.
We're now going to hand over the petition, and in doing so we call on the President and members of the Legislative Council to 1. Full and prompt implementation of the coroner's findings. 2. That there be criminal charges laid against those responsible for his death. Immediate termination of the contract of G4S in the state of Western Australia. The return of custodial transport to the Department of Corrective Services. An end to the privatisation of custodial services. Using air transport and video conferencing and coaches for transporting detainees from remote areas. That immediate steps are taken to reduce Indigenous incarceration rates and to prevent further Indigenous deaths in custody. 8. A public inquiry into systemic racism or a Royal Commission. 9. That the Coroners Act be amended to ensure that there are positive obligations on the WA Government to respond to Coroners' recommendations within set timeframes. And finally, that the relevant international human rights instruments and recommendations of the Royal Commission into Aboriginal death in custody are reviewed, and that where they have not been implemented, that they are implemented.
Yo,